Okay, so here this was a client who came to us. Okay, Raju Sharma. So his father invested 3 lakhs in a flat in 1983. Okay, and that turned into 90 lakhs in 2013. 30 times in 30 years. Was that a great investment or was that a great investment?
Poor investment.
A poor investment. Why do you say it's a poor investment?
I mean, if you consider inflation, I think he's got not more than 7% return.
You are saying it is not more than 7% return. But no, what does everybody else think? 30 times in 30 years, boss.
It is an average, not excellent, but it is.
On what basis are you making the statement?
30 times in 30 years. I think it's not 7% calculation.
So it is
more than 10%.
It is more than 10.
Yes.
Please apply the rule of 72. No, we learned. No, just do it. Okay. At 10 it will double every 7.2 years. Do it no for 30 years. In 30 years we know at 10%. We just did that calculation. It becomes 10 times.
10 times.
It became 10 times, right? 6 lakhs becomes 60 lakhs, right? So 3 lakhs becomes 30 lakhs. In 30 years, this is exactly 30 years. Okay, so that's 10%. If 3 lakhs had just become 30 lakhs, that's 10%.
But that's not compounding, right?
It's compounded, sir. Very much compounded. So it's much more than 10%. It's more than 10%. Correct? Same logic? 6 lakhs became 60 lakhs in 30 years?
Yeah.
That was at 8%. I'm sorry, that was at 8%. So this is more than 8%.
This is approximately 11 to 12%.
This is approximately 11 to 12. Is
Nearby 12.
bang on target. Okay? This 12 years में 4 times, 18 years में 8 times, 24 years में 16 times, 30 years में 9, 8 or something like that. Rounding off at 12%. Okay? So is 12% bad?
So
Average?
depends upon basically the inflation rate.
अभी पता है ना, ये तो पिछले सालों में हुआ है.
It's average.
12% अच्छा है, बुरा है, एवरेज है,
Average.
हाँ?
More than average.
मोर देन एवरेज.
दिल्ली वाला क्या करेगा?
हाँ?
दिल्ली वाला कितना ले जाएगा इसमें?
हाँ, दिल्ली वाला कितना ले जाएगा? राइट क्वेश्चन. दिल्ली वाला बहुत ज्यादा नहीं ले जाता है कैपिटल गेन्स में से. दिल्ली वाला 90 में से 14 ले जाएगा. 76 लाख बचेंगे. एंड द रिटर्न विल ड्रॉप टू 11.40%. Okay? So now this is his post-tax return. Good, bad, average.
Good, sir. Good.
11.40 is a very good. 11.40 post-tax. Net of your Delhi partner. Net of your Delhi partner. And any return that gives you for 30 years is given you 11.40%.
Considering that that person was also staying in the same house.
No, I didn't tell you that. Why did you assume that?
He would have
No, it was an investment. Pure investment. He wasn't staying. He kept it locked.
So you are saying that if you are able to beat your inflation plus minus some 3 to 4%, that's a good investment.
Anything that beats inflation is a good investment. Okay? I mean, what is ultimately all investments are made to purchase, to protect the purchasing power of your money. Anything that beats inflation post-tax is a good investment. Of course, if it beats it with a margin, it's a even better investment. But how do you evaluate whether 11.40 is great or not? It is good. Gold and stock. Now I have the figures. Okay. So if we had done Sensex, his 3 lakhs would have become 2.7 crores. And how much was the return? Therefore, it remains at 16. So 76 becomes roughly 4 times. Almost just slightly less than 4 times. Okay. And gold better than this or worse than this? Guesses?
Better.
Better than what? Better than flat or better than Sensex?
Sensex and flat.
Better than flat, better than Sensex.
In between.
You are saying in between. You are saying better than both.
If you take the last 5-year average, probably.
Not
I am talking of 83 to 2013.
No, then definitely not.
So where? Better than Sensex, better than flat?
I will say equivalent to flat.
Equivalent to flat.
More than Sensex.
More than Sensex, okay. I need a vote, everybody needs to vote. Sarika, you have to vote. Gold is going to be?
Sir, equity investment is better than gold and this real estate.
Most of the time.
Equity ठीक है, वो तो हमने देख लिया. Equity is better than real estate. Is gold, where is gold going to fall? At the bottom of all these three, in between, where?
In between.
In between the flat and Sensex. Okay, let's see. 1800 rupees per gram. Okay, so you would have bought about 1.7 kgs. It became roughly 30,000, 29,500, give or take something, right? Now it's not bad. 9.32 still beats inflation. Okay, anything that beats inflation,
Why does Delhi take from gold?
why not? Delhi takes from everything.
So, but you said Sensex it doesn't take. So
Big-
gold generally is like we buy for ourselves and something like
That
that.
is the answer.
Delhi takes. Equity they want you to invest. Therefore they have said in equity I will not take.
So gold in physical form they will take?
Any
or-
form.
Any form.
Any form. Capital gains you have to pay. If you buy it in electronic form, you don't have to pay wealth tax. There is something called a gold bond which you can buy where they don't take this, but for that you need to invest minimum, how much? I think 500 grams at a time. Okay. So he could have done. He could, if he had bought a gold bond, if that was available then, I am not sure whether it was available, then the return would have been 9.76 instead of 9. See that what is being taken away is just point, that's not just, okay, but so what does this tell us? What does this tell us? Sorry?
Do we have figures from 2005? Because I think the equations are different from there.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Equations are different. Absolutely.
It has rose like exponentially and
Totally agree. Totally agree.
But we are talking about the.
So you are going to invest for how many years? So that's a lovely question. Last 6 years, okay, real estate would probably have done slightly better, even post-tax, than probably the Sensex, probably, okay. Gold would have done almost equivalent to that, depends on which 5-6 years you take, right. Moment you pull it 10 years and later, 10 years and longer, Sensex outscores any other asset class. Any 10-year period you pick up, anywhere to anywhere. Over the last 2 decades, pick up a 10-year figure, a 10-year return figure. Whether you pick up real estate, so real estate, how do you pick up a 10-year figure? Go to the stamp duty ready reckoner, pull up your, because although they are under this thing, it is underscored everywhere, right? So at least the percentage return is almost right. And in recent times, the undervaluation has been lower than what it used to be. So if at all it is overstating the returns, right? Over a 10-year period, you pick up any data, and any 10-year period, okay, equity outscores any other asset class.
But actually sir, this equity, finding out this percentage of return,
Right.
this seems to be a very tricky.
Exactly. Exactly. So this, almost everyone thinks this is a great investment. Why? This is what I call the law of large numbers. When you invest in real estate, you invest large amounts. Okay? When you invest large amounts, you will get back large amounts. The largeness is coming from compounding. It's not coming from a better return. Okay? So, and because nobody can calculate compound interest in his head. Nobody can. We need a computer to calculate it. Okay? And that is why invariably people feel real estate is a great one is over last 6 years it's been a great investment. Okay? Or otherwise people feel, oh wow. So give me an example of a great real estate. Give me, just like Raju Sharma gave me, over long period. I had one client who said, what are you talking? My father bought, and this is again, all these are real examples. He said he bought a flat for a few thousands, 52,000 in 1959. Okay? He sold that for 8 crores this year. Okay? You guess what the return is. Take a quick guess, quick.
1950.
Post 1959. So 41 and 14, 55 years. Okay, it's in single digit percentage. Okay, that is the problem when we look at real estate. Because you make large investments or because the sale price is large. I think the key thing is to always never estimate a return percentage through rule of the thumb, except the rule of 72 which you can apply. Okay, otherwise always better to go to the, whenever somebody throws large numbers at you rather than percentage, okay, calculate the, take the trouble to calculate the percentage. Only then decide whether it was a great investment or not.
I think about real estate, the big
Yes.
problem now is, I don't know how much we'll be able to hold the same growth.
Yes?
So who is putting the fire in that or the fuel in the fire?
So over 10 years, history tells us over 10 years, the rate has been around 9-10%, around 9-10% at best, at best. Over 10 years. Yes. In 1987, okay,
At the rate of 40,000 per acre.
40,000 per acre.
Per acre.
Right.
Today it's fetching me around 1.6 crores per acre.
So 40,000 became 1.6
So
crores.
I just wanted to know,
Good one.
I'm on the winning side or I'm on the losing side.
Let's you tell me.
I mean, I don't know the calculations.
You said 87.
87, I
So
bought.
27 years.
Yeah,
Okay, 27 years mein 40,000 has become
1.6 crore.
1.6 crore. Easy. How much? What is this percentage return? Is it in 3 digits, 2 digit, 1 digit? 2 digit. Okay.
5% maybe.
Let's take a guess. Let's take a guess.
15-16%.
What is the number?
25.
25%. Wow. What an investment.
40,000.
Will I be paying taxes?
Sorry?
Will I be paying any taxes?
Of course you will be paying taxes, but 25 minus taxes will still be 23-24%. You don't sneeze at 23-24%. If it is agricultural land, you may not be paying taxes incidentally. So then you won't be paying taxes. So then it's 25%. So just another number at you. I think everybody has probably heard of this example. Somebody who invested 10,000 rupees in Wipro, okay, in 1980, that's 34 years back. How much do you think it is worth today? Crores plus. 100 crore plus.
1 crore.
Sorry?
1 crore.
1 crore. 100 crore plus.
10 to 99.
10 to 99. Okay. Wipro है तुम्हारे पास मुझे पता है. बोलो, any guesses?
1 to 10, second option.
The real number is 573 crores. 140 crores that have been paid over this whatever period, what 34 year, I forget his name. Okay, Amalner is where Wipro's Vanaspati plant is, where they started after they migrated from Pakistan. Okay. Now, what is the return on this? This is a lovely return. 10,000 rupees in 1980 became 574 crores. Forget the dividend. Okay. What is the return?
40%.
Take a guess. Up to 99, 2 digit, 3 digit, 4 digit.
3 digit.
Maybe 4 digits.
4 digits.
4 digits.
Maybe 4 digits.
4 digits.
3 digit.
3 digit. You changed your mind. Huh? You did. Rajesh? 3 digit. This tells you how tricky it is to try and calculate it from numbers. Your mind cannot comprehend compound interest. Either use the rule of 72, you could have used the rule of 72 and by trial and error arrived at the figure. Okay? Otherwise, use an Excel sheet or better consult a financial consultant, people like us. Okay? That will take. It is impossible to comprehend the number. Right? This is a lovely investment by any stretch of imagination. But still this 48. So this is compounding. This tells you the power of compounding. A 48% return, a 25% return year after year after year. I mean, that's a great return. In fact, very interestingly, this is not rounding of 47%, 48%. It is actually 47.7% is what makes it 573 crores. From 47.7, if it shifts to 48, guess how much it becomes? Take a wild guess. Just 0.3% additional return. Okay? 614 crores. It adds 42 crores, 0.3%. That is the power of compounding. So, all these examples are just to tell you it's the power of compounding that is the real power.
Every 2 years you are getting double, your money double.
This one is less than 2 years. Less than 2 years it is doubling. 1.5 years almost it is doubling. Okay, so it's the power of compounding that is working. I think that is the point that, so please don't sneeze at 25%, sir. Your 25 is a mind-blowing return and it is post-tax because it is agricultural land.
But does this growth sustain for all the companies?
We don't know that. We don't know that. We don't know that. We are just doing, right now we are doing post-mortem. We'll come to where can you find sustainable, right? But this is post-mortem. This is an actual return. And this is a return of an actual person. I mean, look up Google, you'll find it.